Welcome to the Big Idea Poster Competition. This competition is part of entrepreneurship at TU, Towson University's efforts to nurture, grow, and develop innovative and entrepreneurial students across the university community. Each semester, we host an entrepreneurship competition, giving students the opportunity to showcase their ideas and practice their entrepreneurial chops. Tonight, we're going to hear from 14 students representing the top 12 pitches that were submitted to the competition. A little bit about these students. 30% have majors in the College of Fine Arts and Communication, 15% have majors in the College of Liberal Arts, and just over half of these students have majors in the College of Business and Economics. 43% of these students are seniors, 43% are juniors, and 15% are sophomores. It's never too early to start your entrepreneurial journey. The format for this evening is as follows. Each student will present a 2-minute pitch, followed by 2 minutes of Q&A from our judges. During the student's pitch, in the upper right-hand corner will be their business model canvas. This is a tool that students use to develop and discover the business model behind their idea. These business model canvases are available for comment on the Entrepreneurship Competition's webpage at Towson's website. So I'm sure the students would love to hear your constructive feedback on the ideas that they're working on. Our judges tonight are good friends of Towson University and steeped in entrepreneurial practice. Andrew Rose is the Director of Innovation and Strategy for Mid-Atlantic Farm Credit. He's also a main stakeholder in Maryland. Andrew's work brings entrepreneurs from around the state together, strengthening Maryland's economy. Taylor Walls. Taylor is a real deal. She's the CEO and founder of Fans Play. Fans Play is an app that keeps audiences engaged during sporting events. The other thing I want to let you know about Taylor is she's a real powerhouse. We had her deliver a keynote address for one of the women and minorities and entrepreneurship conferences that we've had. And the university community is still talking about how motivational and inspiring she is. So to the judges, thank you both so much for being here. And as always, giving generously of your time. It means a lot to Towson. So without further ado, we're going to jump right into the pitches. First up are Joel Scaff and Andrew Considine with Card Sharks.
Hello, everyone. My name is Joel Scaff, and my business partner is Andrew Considine. We created an app called Card Sharks. So the problem we are addressing is that millions of dollars of cards are being traded, bought, and sold, but nobody knows where to find or how to buy these cards. Just last July, a LeBron James card sold for over $1.8 million. Card Sharks allows users to participate in live openings, buy and sell cards, and create a portfolio tracking the value of their cards as they change over time. Card Charts is almost like a social networking in a sense, in the fact that you can create a profile that allows you to connect, share, and socialize with the card community. Our competitors are StockX and Twitch, but they are unlike us in the sense that StockX targets sneakers and streetwear, and Twitch is the gaming community. Our target market is sports fans, card investors, and resellers in general, targeting the ages between 13 and 40. And now I'm going to hand it off to my business partner, Andrew.
Yeah, so overall, the trading card market is booming. Packs are selling out instantly online and in store and have an aftermarket value in the thousands. You can see this growth on social media as well. Thousands of videos at any given time are being uploaded and shared. The overall trading card industry is valued to be about $5.4 billion and rapidly growing. In the last couple months, individual cards have increased in value upwards of 500%. We want to provide consumers a marketplace where people can buy and sell these sought-after trading cards. We will act as a middleman where the seller will ship the cards to Card Sharks, and we will verify that the cards are being bought and sold as advertised. This provides a sense of comfort to collectors and resellers, giving them a secure spot to buy and sell these cards. We will charge a service fee from the seller, and the buyer will cover the shipping costs. Card Sharks is a one-stop source for everything trading cards and unlike anything on the market. Thank you.
Awesome. Good job, you guys. Thanks so much for kicking us off. Well done. Well done. Good luck as the judges deliberate. Next up is Juan. Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry. Judges, please. Questions.
Taylor, I'll jump in here first, and I'm sorry, unless you're muted there. I was looking at Bunt, so I would imagine that this is similar to Bunt, but are you guys focused on one sport, one class of cards, one sector, and what's the differentiation there?
So our focus is trading cards in general. So we're focused on sporting cards, but we're also looking to Pokemon cards as well, which are also picking up a lot of traction in the market. So that's our big focus, and it's not necessarily on one sport. It's all sports, anything trading cards and Pokemon cards as well.
And refresh my memory again. How do you make money on this? What's the revenue model?
So the biggest stream of the revenue will be a service fee from the sellers. So it's a percentage of the fee of the sale will come to us. That will cover both the like verifying the cards, and then the buyer will cover the shipping costs.
Taylor, I'll pass the mic to you.
Okay, perfect. So if I don't know that much about it with the card trade, is this something that I, as a rookie, would I be attracted to this company, or is there some complexities with it? Is it for people who are just diehard, into the world of card trading?
It's for everybody. So I mean, there's cards that range anywhere from a couple dollars all the way up to like Joel said, up to millions of dollars. So it's up to anybody that wants to sell or buy cards. I know when I was younger, I was involved in cards, and I was a rookie involved in everything. And anybody can get involved into it. It's like a social media too, so anybody can post your collections on there.
Perfect. Great presentation. And my last question is, how am I, the card holder, protected as you are marketing my card? Does it leave my hands before the financial transaction? Because I just saw something, believe it or not, on one of the, not Judge Judy, but something similar, where a gentleman had traded his card. He had given it to the card dealer, but it was somehow damaged or lost, and he was just kind of out of what they had anticipated the sale. How am I protected against that?
15
So
seconds. 15 seconds.
That's what we want to step into and solve, is that issue. So you hold on to the card until it sells. You get the notification, and then we send you guys a shipping label, and then you ship that card to us. Then we verify it from there and send it off to the buyer.
Great. Thanks so much, you guys. Great job. All right. Great. We're off and running. Next up is Juan Elwood with the Smart Amp.
Hi, my name is Juan. How many of you have ever tried to show someone a video on your phone, but you didn't want to go through all of the hassle of just connecting it to Bluetooth? Or possibly you went running and you didn't want to use headphones because they either fall off or they get sweaty. Introducing Smart Amp. Smart Amp is a rubber smartphone accessory that attaches onto the bottom of any smartphone, amplifying its speaker towards you. Unlike its competitors, it is small, durable, flexible, and comfortable in the hand. It is also portable without requiring a dock, wires, or Bluetooth. It will come in a variety of sizes, from small to extra large, as well as the standard size that will fit the majority of smartphones. Smart Amp will be sold on its own e-commerce website for just $5.99. It is fully customizable with the option to add any pattern, image, or logo for just an extra 75 cents each. We will target businesses looking for technology-related merch to increase their brand awareness. Other customer segments will be retirement homes with retirees who may have trouble hearing, and privacy-conscious users who don't want other people to overhear their phone conversations. All money raised in the Kickstarter campaign will go to manufacturing and website development. Smart Amp will be the next biggest smartphone accessory on the market. It will surpass products like pop sockets and wallet cases in terms of sales and popularity. Smart Amp, prepared to get amped.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Juan. Great job. Great presentation. And we will take some questions from the judges.
Great presentation, Juan. I'll go first this time. My question, who would you say is your, if it's there, is your, and I may have missed this, who is your biggest competitor? Who do you most say we're going to be like them but better?
Mhm.
Who would be?
Yeah, that's a great question. So I looked on Amazon, and there were a couple of accessories that were similar to mine, where you would dock your phone in, or it would attach to the bottom of the phone, and it amplified the speaker, directing the sound towards the user. However, mine is going to be smaller, easier to hold in the hand, portable. You won't have to like set your phone down anywhere and just leave it there to play music. You can have it on you at all times. And other competitors, I guess, would be Bluetooth, and then anything with, like wires that can connect to devices. But with my device, you won't need Bluetooth or a headphone jack. It'll just go onto your phone and amplify the sound.
Thank you.
Juan, I echo Taylor's sentiment there. That was a great presentation. How did you come up with this idea? I mean, what was the spark of inspiration?
Okay, this is a good one. So I live with my parents. It's okay. I can admit that. And when I go to bed at night, it's usually much later than when they go to sleep. So I can't use Bluetooth because that'll wake them up because the speaker's too loud. And when I use headphones while laying down in bed trying to watch videos, that's really uncomfortable. So I thought there had to be a better way. I needed something that would hold my phone and like this. So like this is how I would hold it, and then it would like amplify the sound here. That's what I needed. And I was looking on the market. I found a couple things that might do the job, but nothing that was like mass produced in a way that I thought I could do better. So yeah, that's basically how I thought of it. Just I also have a prototype here, and I use it all the time. It's great. So I think I can make this into a big accessory that in the market and targeted towards businesses.
Great. Thanks so much, Juan.
Thank you.
Yep. All right. Next up is Matthew Shepard with Stanced Out Auto.
Alrighty. Hello, my name is Matt Shepard. And my first question to you is, have you ever purchased something online that when you got it and received it, it actually didn't turn out to what it exactly was when you bought it or what you pictured it to see? Well, the same goes for people that buy auto parts or aftermarket auto parts. They spend thousands of dollars on these parts, but not sure exactly what it looks like on their vehicle. So my target market is to reach out to car enthusiasts or people who enjoy building their cars or have a vision for their car. And what we want to create is an online car visualizer website that has a 360-degree view angle of your car. You'll be able to go on our website and you can select the year, make, and model of your car, and then be able to select aftermarket car parts from different companies and see those parts on your vehicle firsthand before even deciding to buy their parts. So this is able to tap into the over $7 billion industry of aftermarket car parts, and being able to see these parts firsthand before you even buy them on your car at all different angles. Our competitors are very slim. We have a few competitors that do the same concept, but it's kind of janky and it's also not so as realistic, and you cannot see the products as well as what you would think. As it goes for feasibility, to create the site, it's going to cost for the domain name and the host site, and then also have the back-end coding to be able to create this product, which I actually, in the process, have a business partner creating a base product. And then as for growth and revenue, we plan on adding an additional service fee at the end that you can pay $10 to get a cost build estimate and a horsepower and torque gain sheet that you can pay for additionally, including with the free printable view of your car at every different angle to see these parts on your car. Then that is Stanced Out Auto Designs. Thank you.
Nice job, Matt. Although I have to say, I feel my pocketbook hurting a little bit. I feel like I'm going to start shopping make my Mini Cooper even better than it currently is. Great job.
Thank you.
All right. And now we're going to go to questions from the judges.
Great, Matt. That was a fantastic presentation. Now, let's say that you do get this app or the platform built and created. Who would buy your company? Because every founder has an exit strategy built in there somewhere. Where do you think you would target to market your platform?
So if this is going to be a website, and what we intend is that later down the road, eventually an aftermarket car part company is going to want to buy this site off us and then own it themselves. Because if you go on any other aftermarket car part website, the only thing that you can see to see those products on your car is just a picture, and it might not even be the same type of car as your car. So it doesn't give you a full visual of what it'll actually look like on your car. And so I see it that later down the road, eventually different aftermarket car part companies are going to want to have that on their website as an option to see this on their car, or to have customers go on their website to see their products on their car.
Taylor, I will pass the microphone to you.
I'll gladly accept that pass. So, presentation, Matthew. My question is, what would you, and I may have missed it because I do miss things. I'm pretty slow this time of the evening. What would you say the target in dollar? What does the market look like for aftermarket? You know, some cars say.
So I actually had to do a business plan on this, and the annual revenue for this industry is over $7 billion. So just think about, as the market, if we were able to create this website that taps into the market firsthand for customers to view these parts on their car before they even decide to buy the parts, being able to tap into the market before they even purchase those parts gives us the leg up in the market. So it helps us in sense that people are going to want to use our site before they buy other people's products.
Gotcha.
Great. Thanks so much, Matt. Good luck.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Next up is Madeline Catalano with All-in-One Vote, getting people out there and voting.
Hi, good evening. My name is Madeline Catalano, and I am here today with All-in-One Vote. Do you know someone between the ages of 18 and 29 who has never voted? Good. We do too. So we're here to create an app that helps promote voting and makes voting more convenient. So I've interviewed a lot of youth voters, and many of them have said that they do not vote because it is inconvenient and they feel uneducated on candidates and what they want to say and what they want out of voting. So in this app, we'd have all the information about who is going to show up on your ballot, as well as applications for absentee ballots and the ability to register to vote through the app itself. So in order to do this, our key customer base is obviously youth voters between the ages of 18 and 29, but we need some key partners in getting these youth voters to the app. So we'd like to target, parents and teachers who want their kids and their students to vote and, feel connected with their utilizing their vote and with government as a whole. And we'd also like to work with local boards of elections to get information about the candidates into the app, as well as news outlets. So we have reliable sources about what's going on in the world with that current election. So our key activities, obviously making voting convenient, that's so important, but also we'd like to create content in the app to help promote voting and to help make voting seem as important as it truly is. In order to do this, we obviously need money. So we'd start off with crowdfunding because that seems to be a good way to do things these days, and it seems to raise a lot of money. So once we crowdfund and develop the app, we would sell merchandise within the app that is not for any particular candidate, voting as a whole. And this merchandise would also go to those who donated to the crowdfunding. And then later on, we'd like to produce more content for schools so they can teach more about voting. Thank you so much for your time tonight. And remember, All-in-One allows all to vote.
Nice job, Madeline. Very nice job. While we're waiting for the judges to come on, I'll just share with the audience that Madeline is one of our sophomores that's competing in this, and she's in her very first entrepreneurship course. So TU attracts really great talent. All right, judges, take it away.
Okay, Madeline, first of all, great presentation. And I think that in this climate that we just exited, we're not sure if we exited out of it or not. I think your voting app is extremely important. And I'm wondering if you have done any test markets with that age group. I think you said 17 to 29. I know you've asked questions and you know people that haven't voted, but have you done any soft testing with the app to see what the receptibility is of individuals being a part of it?
So I've started an Instagram account that would be to promote the app and also to, get the message out there through Instagram as well. I'm just in the early stages of it, but I'm hoping to do that. That's, my minimum viable product. And I hope that we can get some, hype and drum up a little bit about that before we move to building the app itself.
Great start.
Very good. And also, congratulations on a sophomore entrepreneurship challenge. This is fantastic. Question for you: and I kind of might know the answer, but I'd like to hear it from you. How is what you're proposing here different than vote.org?
So I think what really would differentiate us, I hope, would be the ability to apply for that absentee ballot and also register to vote in the app itself, because many youth voters that I've come across that are eligible to vote have said that the registration process is too hard or applying for an absentee ballot is too hard. And I think that would really be what could set us apart from the competitors in the market, and hopefully that content creation later on as well.
Good. And why focus on this and not the 10,000 other types of businesses that you could be starting? What is it about this that's so visceral to you?
So I'm an athlete here at TU, and I was involved in TU Athletes Vote this semester. And I felt that was just so great, helping not only students, but athletes in particular get to the polls. And, my whole team was registered. A lot of teams were fully registered at the school. So I think being a part of that really made me want to do more.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Madeline. And as we transition back, I would share with the audience that 85% of Towson students were registered to vote in this last election. So we're very proud of that fact. Okay, very important topic coming up next. Cameron Turner with Infinity Investments.
Hi, my name is Cameron Turner, and today I want to present to you Infinity Investments. Infinity Investments is a financial service company that isn't like any other out there. We are in a prime opportunity to add so much value to the lives of everyday people. But the question presents itself, how? Well, it's simple. We look at what our competitors are doing and do the complete opposite. Our competitors like to target people of older age due to them having more money, but we want to target young adults ages ranging from 20 to 30 in both urban and suburban communities. We believe that these demographics will have great benefit in our services. We also find great benefit in teaching and assisting in financial literacy at a young age, and we could do so through multiple different ways. We first want to do so through a gamified financial app. We understand that finances is not the funnest thing to learn. Trust me, it can be quite boring, but a gamified financial app can help combat against this boringness while also creating for a more interactive and fun way to learn about financial literacy. In this app, users will first be able to pick a financial topic that they want to learn more about. Then they will next be able to pick from a multitude of different games that suits their liking. Once playing the game, they'll be able to play and learn about whatever financial topic they chose, but by competing against other users as well. We want to also create a leaderboard system ranking within the app. We want to do this to create more interactivity with our users. On a semi-annual basis, we want to use this leaderboard ranking system to take the top 10 different players in different regions and allow them to compete on a more national stance for different prizes to create more want to play this game and use this app. We also have different financial services as well. We want to create more affordable financial plans for those that still want that professional help. Along with that, we still want to do continued learning within finance, which is why we will offer small group financial workshop settings for those that want to ask those more intimate questions. We understand that only 57% of adults are considered financially literate, so we need to help Infinity Investments increase financial literacy one person at a time. Thank you.
Great job, Cameron. Very nice, very nice. All right, I'm sure the judges will have questions for you.
Absolutely, Cameron. And this is really important to get young folks into the investment community, because the earlier you start, the greater the nest egg is when you get to the end of your work journey. Now, question for you, and again, I think I know the answer, but I'd like to hear from you. How is what you're offering different than Robinhood?
So with Robinhood, a platform like that, or you can look at TD Ameritrade and a bunch of other platforms, they do provide in-app analytics to learn more. Like they provide different newses and different things that's going on with different companies, different stocks, ETFs, and things like that. But what we're doing is you can hop into our platform and you have a bunch of different financial topics that you can choose from. Once you choose a financial topic like money management, for example, you can then find different games that you can play, and you can play different games along that to actually learn more. but you're also playing against other people to create that competition to make it fun for people.
That's great. And just a final question here. Do you have any kind of beta test or beta model? Have you taken one little piece of this and carved it out and played around with it, experimented with it?
Currently, we do not have a beta model. We have been in the process of talking to our target market, trying to see if they actually want, getting our minimum valuable products out, and really trying to see, like, is this something that people want to do? And now that we are in a phase where we find a great need and a great want for this, now we're in that process of starting to create that beta process.
All right, Cameron, I'll go. Great presentation, by the way. So I have two questions, and they may kind of fold into each other. One is, where do you see your greatest attractor factor? I know you have the age group 20-something to 30-something. And number two is, because you may have a 23-year-old who is more financially solvent than another 23-year-old who's never even had a checking account or credit account, do you blend both of those worlds? And if so, how do you do it so that the person who doesn't know as much versus the person who does can continue to grow when it comes to this particular app?
15 seconds, Cameron.
Thank you for the question. We find that, especially with college students and young adults, that this is a topic that people really don't know about. So this is a market that we really want to hammer hard. And then with the different knowledge, we have easy, intermediate, and hard levels to create that boundary. But we also can implement a competition where you can play other people where you don't have the same knowledge-wise to help actually like further knowledge, help learn what you don't know.
Great. Thanks, Cameron.
Thank you.
Nice job. All right. All right. Next up is Victoria Nicholson with Litterbug.
Hi there, my name is Victoria Nicholson and I am the mind behind Litterbug. According to the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency, food and food packaging materials make up almost half of our solid waste in our landfills, with over 40% of that waste being plastic. We all buy our products from the store with one-use packaging, especially now with the COVID-19 pandemic. But there is a way that we can decrease our waste tremendously if we just shop sustainably. Litterbug is a mobile, zero-waste shopping solution that allows consumers to shop for their daily essentials without the non-sustainable packaging. We allow our customers to buy only what they need when it comes to routine food purchases like pasta, seeds, flours, and oils. But we don't limit ourselves just to food, since a lot of our plastic pollution does come from day-to-day hygiene products like shampoo, toothpaste, and laundry detergent. Remember when Starbucks stopped giving out straws and gave us sippy cup lids instead? This is a step from the zero waste movement about being sustainable, but it's not perfect. We're still leaving with plastic in every cup. The zero waste way to think the next time you're craving a caffeinated beverage is to bring a cup with you. And this is the main idea behind Litterbug. We let our customers choose refill instead of landfill. Our business will be a mobile zero waste store operating out of a renovated camper. And this allows us to move city to city, gathering market research. Our target market is urban demographics with eco-conscious people ages 18 to 50. Specifically, though, in the region, there's only one complete zero-waste store, and this gives us a competitive advantage by identifying what will allow us to be different, and I believe that's being mobile. Our budget for this venture is estimated around $15,000, and this number includes our camper, renovation project, products, and supplies. Ultimately, though, after getting our vision and name into the community, we would turn our focus over to building an online shopping opportunity that would likely include subscription boxes. Litterbug is here for you to reduce what you need, reuse as much as you can, and send as little as possible to the landfill. Thank you.
Great job, Tori. It's so fun seeing, working with students and seeing them grow and evolve. So wonderful. All right, judges.
I'll go, Andrew. I'll go ahead. I've got a great presentation, and I think it's a worthy. We definitely need it. I recycle. So, what was that burning fire that you decided Litterbug? What made you wake up, Victoria, and say, "This is what I want to do"? And all of these people could be our partners because they're almost there. They're just not there because you're saying only one company has, the zero waste. So. What was your
Right. So when I was living on campus in a dorm, our trash can was like located right outside our door. And every time we went to go dump out our trash, the trash chute was filled up to the max, like overflowing. We were on the 5th floor. So just imagining all of that trash coming from everybody, it kind of made me feel like disgusted and kind of made me feel like, well, what can I do for myself that will help this problem? So I kind of just really started like researching sustainability, and I realized just how easy it is to reduce your waste and stuff. So I just definitely think it's something that needs to be educated for people like me as well as older people as well.
Great. So I love the proposition here. I want to buy something from you today. Can you just walk through what that looks like? I decide that I want to get 4 pounds of pasta. I live here in Baltimore County. How does it go from my desire to sitting in my hands?
Right. So our main goal is to start out at farmers markets, where a lot of people that want like pasta and stuff or produce that's where you're going to go. So we encourage you to follow our social media once we have one and find out where we are located during that day or week. And then once you know that we are, you can prepare your packaging supplies yourself. So if you already have a pasta box, you can bring that to our store and fill that up. Or if you have another mason jar or something, we want you to bring that to us and fill it up. And the thing about it, though, is that we would charge per ounce or per pound, and that's how we would go with charging you as well.
Great. Thank you, Victoria.
Thank you.
All right. So we just had something to eat with Victoria's Litter Bug, and now we need to work out. So please welcome Andy Heckman and Emily Chandler with the Split Bell.
All right. Hello, everyone. I'm Andy Heckman.
And I'm Emily Chandler.
And we're the creators of the Split Bell. Now, I'm a fan of working out, and I like to use kettlebells because they're fun and they have an off-center weight distribution. But I've noticed some of the problems with them are that they're costly, they take up space, and you need a whole set of them in order to get a full body workout.
So we've created the Split Bell. It unscrews so that you don't need to purchase a set of weights to complete your workout. You just need to buy the Split Bell. Here's an example of how to use it. Let's say Andy's working out and he's doing squats. He wants to move into lateral shoulder raises. Now, instead of having to go find a new set of kettlebells for him to continue his workout, he can keep his heart rate elevated while just unscrewing the Split Bell and moving right into his next exercise. The adjustable weights that are currently on the market are still only a single kettlebell, not the 2-in-1 that the Split Bell has to offer.
And the Split Bell is custom made for home gyms because it reduces clutter. You see, the Split Bell offers a wider range of exercises than traditional kettlebells, but unlike adjustable kettlebells, there's no need for the stackable plates. We're bridging the gap between traditional and adjustable.
So our customers are aged 16 and above who have home gyms or just like to work out at home. We'd like to partner with gyms to increase our brand awareness because customers could use the Split Bell at the gym and then decide to purchase it for themselves. The Split Bell is unique, and that's what makes us appealing to our customers.
And it's quite feasible too. The only things we need to do are contract a foundry for casting molds, we'll need a warehouse for storage, and the raw materials are cheap too. It costs 8 cents for 1 pound of cast iron, so a total 40-pound kettlebell will only cost $3.20 to produce, and they're usually charged for $60. We can charge a similar price for our 2-for-1 product, so you'll be getting more bang for your buck.
With the increase in home gym popularity due to the COVID-19 pandemic, we want to save our customers money and space, and the Split Bell does just that. Since the Split Bell is our main focus, we'll be continuously listening to our customers' feedback so that we can keep improving our product. You shouldn't have to split open your wallet for a good workout. You should just buy the Split Bell. Thank you.
Nice job, you guys. Very, very good.
That is awesome. A couple of things, or at least that come to my mind. When I bought weights last, they were super cheap to buy, but wicked expensive to ship to me. The heavier the were, the more they cost. And when I got a 50-pound weight, that was a lot of money to ship lead. Have you guys thought about alternatives as well to using lead, maybe sand or water, something that a user at home can fill into a vessel and then use that in the same sort of way?
We haven't thought about it in that capacity. However, we were focusing mostly on an in-store pickup option. So we could be delivering these Split Bells to retailers, and then the customer could pick it up there, and then we're saving the money on those shipping costs.
And have you guys done any kind of patent research to see if anyone out there has already got this protected?
Yes, I did a lot of patent research and I found that there's no one that has a similar product to us. Most adjustable weights involve a shell that has stackable weights. There's no adjustable weight that is one singular weight that splits into two. I intend on patenting this idea.
Very cool. Taylor?
So and I know you great presentation. I lift weights, so I'm starting to build the weights at home because of the gym. Do you guys have any type of a prototype? Because when I was looking at the presentation and I saw you flexing, but I couldn't tell if you had something in your hand. So do you have, okay, but you have some wireframes or something of how this works somewhere?
Not yet, but it's been in the workings. I've been thinking I could make a wireframe, right? But I was also considering taking a kettlebell and just cutting it in half so I could see if it actually works, I could put it together and use it for the full workouts, and then I could take it apart. I mainly want to take it apart so I can see if the auxiliary workouts work, like the shoulder raises or any types of bicep curls or whatnot.
So so I want to make sure I understand this. So if I've got a 20-pound kettlebell, and you're saying, hey, you can turn that into 10 pounds, or can I turn it into 5 and 10?
You can turn it into two 10-pound weights.
Into two, and are both of them usable?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so there are two handles on my kettlebell.
Yeah,
Yes.
So the single full kettlebell it appears to be one handle, but it's split down the center. And we will also be offering a customizable gel grip with that to, reduce pinching possibilities, because we definitely don't want that to happen. And then once you untwist the split bell and pull it apart, you have two separate handles, one for each kettlebell.
Yeah, and I know we're time, but I would really love to see some graphics of how this works. Even if you don't have the MVP or a mock-up, get you somebody who can really draw to show the stages of this, because it's pretty exciting. Because some days I'm not as strong, and I'd rather lift a 10-pound versus a 20 if I've been away. So great concept.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Great. Thanks, you guys. All right. Next up is Sanaya Mystery with Food Cycle.
Good evening. My name is Sanaya Mystery, and I'm here to talk to you about my company, Food Cycle. So what is one of the biggest issues that we see within the food industry today? It's food waste. About 40% of food that's produced within the United States goes to waste every year. My company, Food Cycle, is a service that plans to upcycle excess food from a variety of food service industry businesses and donate them to people in need. We plan to collect and drop off this excess food. Now, this can include bakery items, pre-made meals that haven't been sold at the end of the night, or even extra food prep from restaurants that haven't been accounted for at the end of the day. Now, we plan to get our customers by offering a trial period of 3 months where our service will be free. Now, we know that there are services that are similar to ours, but how we differentiate ourselves is through our sticker system. We will offer our customers a customizable sticker saying you saved blank amount of food this month. Now, these stickers will help promote the restaurant, give them a better name, and show their customers all the good that they are achieving. It will also bring our products a higher reputation as well and be a better form of advertisement for us. We will grow by channeling through our social media, mainly through our Facebook page and our website. We plan to reach out through various food service industries. And now the food service industry doesn't only mean restaurants. It can include hotels, school, office, hospital, cafeterias, even catering companies. We plan to work with grocery stores who might have extra food on their shelves that's coming to the end of the shelf life. We plan to work with homeless shelters, food banks, consumer and environmental groups who are working on reducing food waste. Our main form of revenue will be from our customers paying a monthly fee of only $100 after their 3-month trial period. So please consider Food Cycle to help better the world that we live in today. Thank you.
Nice work, Sanaya. Nice work. All right, I'm going to have the judges come in. Certainly a huge issue. I know it's one of my pet peeves.
Andrew?
Sure. Well, yeah, this is something I study very closely, so I'm excited to see you taking this on. Food waste is a huge issue in the agricultural community, and there used to be a time and point where people would pay you to take that food away, the imperfect vegetables and the stuff that's expired and what have you. But now it's a commodity. People will pay a lot of money to restaurants and foods places just to get access to that wasted food so they can turn it into insect feed or anaerobic digesting or what have you. So you're gonna face some stiff competitive wins to even have access to that wasted food out there. What I do see, however, no one has created a marketplace, sort of a commoditized marketplace for this food waste to then sell it to the secondary and tertiary markets out there. What kind of research have you done to see about the feasibility of your idea? Have you done any market surveys? Have you done any customer interviews and discovery and what have you?
Yeah, so I've done interviews with different forms of end users in various food industries to see how they would react to a service similar to Food Cycle. So my main takeaway was that a lot of people in the restaurant business, their main goal is to make the customers happy. So they want to focus on getting the best stuff onto the plate, no matter what food has to go to waste or what they have to do to take away from that. There are so many people who are food insecure in the United States, and with 40% of food that goes to waste every year that's being produced, that just should not be a thing. So I mostly found out from my interviews that it wasn't a top priority for people to donate this food. Now, they did say, however, if there was someone who was willing to put in the time and effort for them, that would be something they would gladly and most willingly want to participate in. So that's how Food Cycle came to be for me.
So great concept, and I see Andrew's notes because I remember I pitched one time with Hungry Harvest and other individuals. You're probably familiar with them because they're local. If I were to ask you what is your biggest value prop or differentiator in this space, what would you say it is that kind of gives you an edge over companies that are already out there?
Right.
15 seconds.
I would say that it's our sticker system. So these stickers will be customizable for each restaurant or wherever industry that we are working with. They will have these stickers that could be placed in their windows, anywhere for all their customers to see. So this is something that people love seeing. They love seeing that you're making a difference in the world, and that working with Food Cycle, those businesses will be making a difference in the world, not only reducing food waste, but also helping people who are food insecure, who do need that food. So they will be making a big difference, and it will make them more appealing to their customers.
So basically, a company that does good, doing good, gives good. Okay. Perfect. Exactly. Great idea. Thank you.
Thank you,
Maya.
Thank you.
I'll share Andrew's links with you later. All right. Another big issue is mental health. And here to pitch a solution is Taylor Bracalenti with Community Health.
Hi, my name is Taylor Bracalenti, and my company is Community Health. And so at the beginning of 2020, there were estimated to be about 166 people who are homeless in Howard County, and that was pre-COVID. So that number has definitely increased since that survey happened. So what Community Health wants to do to solve this problem is we want to create a homeless shelter that provides free access to therapy, psychiatry, and mentoring services all within one facility to those who are struggling to get back on their feet. So what I've learned most from my research is that those who are struggling with a mental health illness and living on the streets, they can find some type of resource, as in a mobile crisis line, a Medicaid clinic, or inpatient psychiatric facilities in a hospital. But they can't find the financial support, and not as support as in they can't find money, but they can't find financial resources, such as they don't know how to create a resume, they don't know where they can go to print the resumes, and they don't know where to go to practice job interviews and get that experience. And they don't know where to go and look for sufficient job listings where they're actually going to find a job that's going to help them become financially stable. And that's where Community Health wants to step in and take over. So our goal is, and what we want to do is we want to first start with the mental health aspect, because that's the most important. We want to help them with whatever mental illness they have, and we want to provide them the therapy that they need every week and the medication that fits every individual client's need. But then after that, we want to go through the entire process with them. We want to then start and get them mentoring resources so we can help them get job interviews. We can help them prepare for them. And we also want to help give them transportation to those job interviews. And we want to help because our services and our facilities, we're going to have bathrooms so that they know that they can be freshened up and clean and they don't have to look like they're homeless and they go into an interview. And how we would pay for this is, so I work in a billing department of a Medicaid clinic now. And so I know that Medicaid provides the resources and the money to pay for services each week for therapy and for psychiatry. I know we would have to crowdfund and certify with other resources to take over for the mentoring aspect, but Medicaid will cover low income people for therapy and psychiatry services. And that's how we want to help take them all the way through to help them see and get them all the way to the finish line. So thank you for hearing me out.
Great. Thank you so much, Taylor. Nice job. It's a lot to say for a short period of time.
Thank you.
Taylor, do you want to ask a question first?
Sure, I'll go. So great presentation, and I would think that with us being in the midst of this COVID mental health, as you know, there's a focus. So my question is, when I look and read about mental health, have you thought about how you would either minimize or be a cut above with if you get someone that's a therapist? Because usually mental health patients, they don't want to stay with people, and people don't stay in the industry long enough to create that difference. Have you thought about what your community health would do to, hey, sustain the people that work for you to make sure those relationships are strong so people do get better, like a report card?
Yes. So one thing I learned from working at a Medicaid clinic myself is that each therapist needs 1,000 paid or unpaid internship hours to become a therapist. So that's a big commitment right there. So we usually keep interns at our facility for about a year and a half. So what I was hoping to do would be to get supervisors in the clinic, but then hire interns underneath of them so that we would have consistent staff for at least a year and a half at a time. Because usually there is a high turnover rate in the mental health. And I've seen that myself working at this clinic. So, but interns, it's very rare for them to quit in the middle of their practicum. So they would be the most reliant source of employees that we would have.
And then my last question is, I know you said you want to have a practice, community health, you'd own your own eventual buildings, but is there a way that prior to that you would consider partnering with schools or academic institutions versus owning your own building, but partnering with them and some of their people who may not be as prolific? I think that you're a wonderful face for mental health, because people think mental health is identified once you've had a breakdown or you're over 50 or you're over 40 or something traumatic, but that's not the case with what's happening in colleges with kids who are having mental breakdowns. So I think, first of all, you're a great face for it to bring our awareness. And number two, is there a way that you could partner with an academic institution that's trying to put a face behind mental illness? It looks just like us. So
yeah, so absolutely. So like another goal would be is we want to bring the rate of mental illness down. We don't want to just keep it at a plateau. We want to help decrease it. So whatever we could do, pairing with academics or pairing with communities, absolutely we would want to do that to help just decrease the rate of mental illness altogether.
Great. Thank you, Taylor. That's it for our 2 minutes of Q&A. Thank you so much. All right. Next up is Zach Elgin Miller with Ace Clothing.
Hello, everyone. My name is Zach, and I'm here today to talk about my idea, Ace Clothing. There's an ever-growing e-commerce and online retail trend which surpassed $3.5 trillion last year, with nearly 40% of that coming from online apparel. So here I saw a huge opportunity. My goal was to create a unique and more convenient way of adding to the wardrobe, especially in this new era of social distancing. This is why I've come up with Ace Clothing. Ace is an online clothing retailer that offers unique and affordable streetwear through our website and stylist curated subscription service with bi-weekly and monthly deliveries. It will allow our customers to stay up to date on the latest fashion trends and seasonal items without getting off the couch. Ace can be for all ages, but we are primarily targeting younger people ages 16 to 25 who may have interest in fashion or streetwear. Our competitors include those such as Stitch Fix, Fabletics, or Trunk Club, but unlike them, we offer a wide variety of products from streetwear, athletic clothing, shoes, and even accessories. Our customers can create a profile on our website or app with their wardrobe and clothing preferences. Then our team of professional stylists will curate their subscription boxes based on these preferences, along with some things they may like. Our Ace boxes will retail at $49.99 and always contain at least 4 items, whereas other competitors such as Trunk Club, whose boxes sell for $60 and only have 2 items per box. We also don't charge an additional stylist fee like Stitch Fix, so our stylist team comes at no cost to our customers. We are able to accomplish a much greater value than our competitors due to our well-designed team and partners. Our partnership with Applique gives us access to a print and ship location, which will allow us to fulfill orders on demand, meaning we have no inventory costs, and it will greatly reduce our manufacturing costs. We have our own original designs at ACE, but we plan to utilize sources such as Design Crowd, which will allow us to receive community input on all our apparel designs and help cut down on our design costs. We expect to see monthly revenue from direct orders, recurring subscriptions, wholesale orders, and brand collaborations. And we expect to incur monthly costs from production of materials, branding, shipping, marketing, website development, and designs. Thank you.
Thanks, Zach.
Oh, that is neat. I like that a lot. A couple of questions here. Now, is this a product that you personally would use?
Yes, I definitely would use it. I've always been interested in fashion, especially streetwear. Being younger, that's where I got it. I've always designed stuff on like Adobe and always wanted to get into it. And this is kind of just a unique way to breach the market that's not really traditional, going for like the more online and the subscription boxes.
Great. And what's the fastest way for you to get to MVP?
The fastest way for us is probably just to create a few models and definitely advertise through social media, because it would be free advertising. Using influencers is a big deal for clothing brands nowadays. So like all the social media influencers, someone sees them wearing that, they automatically hop on and try and get that piece of clothing. And also keeping our choices at the beginning limited, so it seems like our product is superior.
I like that.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think it's a super idea. Just a quick question. I know you said that like Stitch Fit, they have the tailors, etc. How will you guarantee as much accuracy as possible for the different body types? Is there some type of a digital scan?
So that's definitely how we set ourselves apart, and I'm glad you brought it up, because places like Stitch Fix and stuff like that, you can kind of have control over your subscription boxes, but really they just kind of send you what you want. So that's where I brought in the having customer profile specifics. You kind of choose like the clothes you like, you can put in your sizing and everything, and then our design team will use that information to custom make every person's box.
Great idea. Looks like you got some on. Looks like
yeah, this is actually, I was encouraged to wear this. This is my friend. He has a clothing brand called One of One, so it's one of his pieces.
Yeah, that's good.
All right. Thanks so much, Zach.
Thank you.
Good job. All right. We're down to the last two presentations. Next up is Ashley Groff with Leaf and Vine.
Hi, everyone. My name is Ashley Groff, and I bet that if you've had a plant before, then you've probably killed a plant or two. Well, if you had my app, Leaf and Vine, then your plant might still be alive today. Leaf and Vine is designed to help you keep your plants happy and healthy by giving you reminders on when to water them, how much sunlight they need, and general tips on how to be a better plant parent. In 2019 alone, 33.1 million American households had at least one houseplant. We're looking to target a market of young people ages 18 to 30, as they tend to have multiple plants and they have less experience taking care of plants. What sets us apart from other plant care apps on the market is the ability to share your garden with others, making it a way to stay connected with your other plant-loving friends. This is also great for when you need someone to house sit for you. No more leaving a long list of instructions for each of your plants. Other plant management apps like Planta charge anywhere from $3 to $8 per month. And at just 99 cents a month, Leaf and Vine is the most affordable plant management app on the market. If you only need the basic features like watering reminders, general tips, and of course, sharing your plant babies with your friends, just download the app and let the ads play to get a completely free experience. Leaf and Vine will partner with plant nurseries to help give you all the facts about your new plant friends. If you don't already know what type of plant you have, let us identify it for you. From there, we'll tell you how much water and sunlight they need and set up reminders on when to water your plants. The nurseries we partner with would then share their information with us in exchange for advertisement on their site, so they'd be listed as retailers that you could buy plants from. So let Leaf and Vine help you cultivate a better relationship with your plants today.
Great. Nice job, Ashley. Nice job. All right, judges, what do you have?
Taylor, you want to lead on the? I've got several questions here. Number one, very curious why this. What was the spark of interest in creating this brand? And then number two, who are some easy or primary strategics like a Lowe's or a Home Depot that you would seek to partner with so that you would provide plant care information to their customers?
Yeah, so the thing that actually inspired me is, as you can see, I have a variety of different plants. And when I was getting them, I was like, oh, I know it says like what kind of plant it is, but I wish I knew more about like, you know, how much water do they need? 'Cause some plants need a lot of water, some don't need a lot of water. Some like a lot of sunlight, some don't like a lot of sunlight. So I was like, if there was just like one place I could go that could tell me all of this, that would be great. And then I've definitely, I know Lowe's and Home Depot was something that I had on the business model canvas because those are pretty big places that people go to buy, not just indoor plants, but outdoor plants. So it could be like, when you go there, it could tell you like, hey, download the app to find out more about your plant.
Taylor, I'll pass that mic over to you.
Wow, Ashley, I think this is it's really weird, but every year, so many times out of the year, we go through, well, what kind of plant do we put on the patio, and why is it dead already? And what I found is that no matter how many times we've gone to Home Depot, you know, you go out to that area and you'll say, look, I just want to put something on the patio that can withstand the sun, and they put these little things, sunlight, medium light, blah 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 blah. But we don't understand any of it because in 5 days the plant is still dead. So I think this is a great idea because perhaps it would make some of us have more plants, more flowers, more green life, you know, between the deer eating them and not knowing what to plant. So I think it's very wise of you to consider, you know, partnering with a Home Depot because they could not tell me the answers that you would be able to tell me with the type of plant. So not even no questions. I just think it's a great idea. And people like myself who don't have green thumbs, you're saying we could grow things. That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Awesome. That's 2 minutes. That's great. There's a nice benefit in there. All right. And last is Christopher Vitek with Windsor Community Gardens.
Hello. My name is Christopher Vitek, and I'm bringing the next big thing to my community. It's called the Windsor Community Garden. The Windsor Community Garden is a business that I'm developing that will bring the opportunity of gardening into my entire condo community. Modern trends are showing over a 12% increase into sales of condos over the next decade into communities just like mine. This growing number of people heavily features the older grandparent demographic and empty nester demographic that are all going to be faced with the same problem, accessibility. My community is very special in a sense that it's the perfect niche market to start to grow this business. Community gardens are such an amazing way to give the residents that accessibility to reach higher sustainability, saving money, strengthening relationships, but much more than that, it creates experiences, it creates memories. And by understanding our market's growing problem, we're streamlining every touch point to more conveniently serve our residents like no other community garden has done before. Our innovative Windsor Community Garden app holds all the important information you'll need to know during the entire gardening process in just one place. And on the menu screen, you can easily locate the community chat, the registering info, the plot information, and a map overview. And by closely communicating with board members and partnering with our locally trusted landscaping team and neighborhood family farm, we're able to reduce costs to $5,000 for the initial year with roughly $500 of annual upkeep each spring. And our main revenue stream consists of selling one-year memberships to each garden plot for $60 each. And between the reasonable membership fee and in-app purchases, such as purchasing seeds and doorstep delivery services, we're able to cover all of the startup costs and still come out marginally profitable in the first year. And that's the Windsor Community Garden. Let's grow some memories. Thanks.
Great job, Christopher. You know, I really do get attached to these students. All right. Give them some questions.
Sure. So kind of just to make sure that I'm clear on this, it sounds almost like you're selling a fractional farm. So it's almost a derivative farm where different people can come in there and buy those plots or lease those plots of land and what have you. Have you started this anywhere? Have you done a test, small garden, 4 plots, 5 plots, just to see what the acceptance looks like?
So we haven't done a test run yet. My community can actually, when I mapped it out, could actually hold upwards of like 116 plots in 3 separate locations. So I think it would be smart for like the first year to take it small and just work out all the kinks necessary and then grow it from there.
And do you have access to this land right now? I mean,
Oh yeah. So right now it's like 3 central locations, and it's just honestly green. It's not. It's just grass that's not being used at all. And what's nice about it is that there's no buildings that are covering it, so it's you're getting sunlight all the time.
So who owns the land itself that you be then leasing?
The Windsor. So the name of my community is the Windsor Condo Community. So they're the owner of the land.
Okay, so it'd be almost like a cooperative then. So everyone who owns a condo has a little piece of this land and shares in the revenue. I'm just trying to understand the revenue model. Okay,
so the residents would then have to pay for the membership fee of $60 for each garden plot. There's roughly 20 buildings, so far more than 116 plots worth of people. And then you would buy that $60 one-year membership, and then that revenue would then be going through the Windsor Community Garden app.
And my question is, does it allow me to, sorry if I cut you off, Andrew, does it allow me to visit the other plots, or am I just with that model plot? So
yes, that's a good question. So each plot is going to actually be like there's probably going to be 3 fenced in areas is what I mapped out. So the gardens inside of the overall fenced area are going to be just open because you already have that protection, and then you can go. You're just supposed to use your plot, and they're all labeled with signs to show you which plot is exactly yours, so that way that nobody's gonna get confused or anything like that.
All right, great. Thank you so much, Christopher. All right, that concludes the pitch portion of the event this evening. So I want to first congratulate all of the students who pitched tonight. This is a significant step in your entrepreneurial journey, and we're super proud of the work that you're doing. If you think back to just a moment of reflection for the students, if you think back to where you were not even 10 weeks ago, right? You're at the beginning of a semester and everything was a possibility. And just the work that you've done over a short period of time, we're all very, very proud of you. Whether or not you take home an award this evening is way less important than being an active and engaged part of TU's entrepreneurial ecosystem. So we're so happy that you're here with us. While the judges deliberate on which startups will win awards tonight, we're going to spend a few minutes with a few student entrepreneurs during a fireside chat, which will be hosted by our Executive Director in Entrepreneurship at Towson, Patrick McCowan. Patrick?
Hey, Jan, thanks for the introduction. How are you?
I'm great. You?
Good. We're all good. Just making sure we have our student entrepreneurs. They were in the green room, Andrew and Cullen.
And Zephaniah.
There we go.
Hi, how's it going? How you guys doing?
Hello.
Thanks for having us.
Well, thanks, Jan. So my name is Patrick McCowan. I'm the Executive Director of Entrepreneurship here at Towson University. I started right before the pandemic, was on campus for about 3 weeks, and then had to work from home. So joining me today are 3 of your peers at Towson who have their own companies and are working on their ventures. We have Andrew and Cullen from Shark Market, and then we also have Zephaniah from Menstruation Situation. So very quickly, before we kind of go into some details and things that are here for you guys as students, I just want to say that we are here to support you to become an entrepreneur. I was a chemistry major at George Washington University. I had my dream job lined up, and I incorporated my company out of my dorm room at George Washington, didn't take my dream job, led my company, had that company for about 8 years and grew it organically. And what we were known for was doing American Idol text polling, if you remember that, right? I know a lot of you were really small, but that's what led to texting and messaging and all that type of stuff. And I sold that company to SoftBank. So we're here to support you as entrepreneurs. And so at that, let's turn it over to our peers so they can tell you a little bit about them and what they're working on. Zephaniah, how about you go first?
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, I am in my senior year at Towson, and I'm a business and entrepreneurship major with business processing as my second degree field. And basically, I was in this competition about a year ago to like the date, give a couple days. But I founded the Menstruation Situation, which is basically an after school, it's a twice a month after school program to help combat period poverty. And period poverty is the lack of menstruation products and menstrual knowledge to young girls due to socioeconomic status. So that's like women, young girls that can't really afford to buy the products that we are taxed on every month when we have our periods. So menstruation situation is like the after school program aspect of it is to help educate them about their menstrual cycle and reproductive health in a very safe environment, because right now menstruation is a very taboo topic. I was very surprised that I was the only one to be talking about this for a couple of years between my friends and I. So it's just a topic that needs to be out there, and it's a very underseen problem because people go through their life every day walking around, but then you don't know how one person is struggling. There are people in our backyard that can't afford period products. And for me, the way I came up with it is that I was simply complaining about the things that I could afford, the pads and the tampons, but then I thought back and I took a step back from my social entrepreneurship class with Jan, what about the people who are my age or younger that can't afford to have the luxury of going to Target a quick run to get a pad or a tampon, or the same people who can't afford these pads and tampons are the same people who are on reduced lunch or free lunch at school. So there's clearly a social economic problem that if you can't afford something, it impacts the rest of your life. So I just want to kind of combat that.
Yes, and we're here to support you in that effort, and very proud of you. So thanks for talking about that. So Andrew and Cullen, let's talk about Shark Market and what you're all working on, and then we'll talk about some of the resources you've been taking advantage of at TU.
All right. So, hey, everyone. So my name is Andrew Anawalt. I'm a fifth year here at Towson University, fifth year senior. Didn't quite graduate in 4. And I'm the co-founder of the Shark Market. And this is
Cullen Joyce. I'm a senior at Towson. I'll be graduating this May, fingers crossed. I'm a sport management major with a business minor, and I'm also part of the Shark Market and have lived with Drew these past couple of years, and we're hoping to build on this idea we have. So,
yeah. So what we're building is me, Cullen, and then 2 of our other roommates that we live with. Is we're making an online sports betting platform that we feel is really going to solve or offer a solution to our users to combat the risks and the problems that are associated with losing your money sports betting. So we're offering a free-to-play game for our users to compete against other friends or just other people and other sports bettors in general to compete to get more points than the other user. And this, can create that competitive and exciting aspect of sports betting without the risks that are associated with losing the money.
All right. So I want everyone to kind of really pay attention to the next aspect and really think about, moving forward with your idea. So in the brief time that I've been here, we launched what's called the TU Startup Accelerator. And that is an application process. And if you are accepted, we give you $10,000 equity free. You just get a check for $10,000 to work on your venture. And what happens is we work together for 8 weeks. When the world goes back to spinning normal, we'll be together and work at a new building that the university is building called Startup, which is right near where the whole fields is going. It's going to be a great location. And we work on our ventures. Now, the initial cohort is going on right now. It's just actually the last class is Thursday, and then the showcase is on December 3rd. And it's made up of people from very diverse backgrounds. We have a lawyer that graduated from Northwestern. We have the assistant director of ER medicine from Johns Hopkins. We have a professor from Towson University that's a part of it. We have an engineer from Black & Decker. And we have Andrew and Cullen, who are part of the Shark Market. They applied, they got in, they've been going through the accelerator. And so this is something that will be available to all of you. And our hope is that we have 2 of these a year at least. One with community members, and then one that's exclusively just to students. And prior to working at TU, I first became an ED at JMU, which is a school very similar to TU in terms of in terms of ranking and colleges and number of students and all that type of stuff. And so Cullen and Andrew kind of have gone through the program, and I've heard from some of those people, and they're going to talk about that in just one second. But I want to give you a platitude and then show you how it's true. So entrepreneurship is one of the last meritocracies that's left. It doesn't matter what you majored in. It doesn't matter what school you went to. It just matters what you do. And again, this cohort is fairly diverse, fairly competitive. And we were doing a class one day, and it was pretty intensive reading on Dropbox and how Dropbox became $1 billion company. And the TU professor said something that we were going down the business case study, and he got it wrong. And then Andrew, the student, went and said the right thing, because again, it's a meritocracy. So Andrew and Colin, can you guys talk about, what your experience has been going through the accelerator and what surprised you? What did you learn? What did you like? Things of that nature.
Yeah, I can start off with this one. So when we first came up with this idea, it was actually about a year ago. It was last fall. And it started off like any other entrepreneurship. It's just an idea, and you got to, decide how are we going to move it to the next step. So we were kind of stuck in mud. Do we need to look for influencers? Do we need to look for lawyers' help? Anything we can get, any help. And we kind of stuck in the mud. And then I actually met up where I saw on campus, I saw President Snotchel. And, I asked her, I said, where do I need to go for entrepreneurship help, assistance? Like, where do I take this? And she led me to Patrick, where I didn't even know about the accelerator program or whatnot, but she said, this is where to go. So we went there, and then, being in the program, it's just been so great with not only the assistance that you're getting with the 10,000, which is letting us build our platform and actually take it from an idea to reality, but it goes so much further than that with the Zoom classes, the direct experience that Patrick has from his own company. You really learn about the truths and the myths about entrepreneurship and where it comes from. And then, we've also the networking through past members that Patrick's done the cohort with, which we can talk a little bit more about here. But
yeah, so having Patrick has been extremely great through this program. And I know he kind of downplayed the American Idol thing, but I mean, that's a pretty big deal. Having someone like that kind of in your ear, giving you, just advice with how to go about the whole entrepreneurship progress of something that is just an idea and turn it into something to, hopefully monetize and grow and, learn a lot and have fun while doing it. So Patrick's brought, guests from prior cohorts, prior accelerators onto the Zoom calls, giving us some recorded videos on some of their advice. So we had a couple guys, one through his program at JMU, who raised $5 million, which is obviously, what we all want to strive to do with our ideas and our organizations, and just gave us some advice about how listen to Patrick, always keep your ears open, and don't be afraid to, be a little bit unique to make a guy like Patrick, for example, listen and remember you from this point forward, because, you don't always have to do the typical way to do things, but though it might be the right way, there's not always a right way to do things. So, be unique. Don't be afraid to go out on a limb and kind of make yourself remembered.
Yep. Purple cow, baby, right? Purple cow.
You see a purple cow, you're stopping your car, you're taking a picture. It's no different than wearing a crazy suit to a pitch. They're all going to remember the guy in the crazy suit. So,
yep, be remarkable, be remarkable. And so, Zephaniah, let's talk about, you and I had a discussion, and what were some of the action items that you had to do for next steps?
Oh, okay, my little list.
Yeah.
So I like it's still there. I had to register for the LLC for the menstruation situation. I have to get an employee ID number. I'm going to do a little bit more research and development. I forgot what it's called, but I got to get my certification to talk to like children to like see if like my MVPs are where they need to be, if I have to go back to the drawing board or pivot. And I think that was really like the main goals that I wrote down. And also to research my other competition, which, well, not really competition, but where I can grow from and learn from. And I think it was like Donate.org or something.
The big thing is we gotta figure out your business model. Is it going to be just merely a 501, where you're not for profit, people donate to you and get a tax write-off, and things of that nature? Or is it going to be like Tom's shoes, or Bombos socks, right? Like Bombo Socks is a for-profit company, but their pitch is, hey man, you can have socks, but if you get our socks, we're going to give another pair of socks to somebody in need. And the most requested item in shelters is socks. And so they've given out, 30 million socks. So we got to figure that out, but we're definitely going to get you there. It's going to be good. Are you excited?
Very, very much.
Yeah. Okay. And so, what I really want to get across to everybody that's listening here is, and Andrew and Colin will kind of know this because I've heard it, 4 or 5 times going through the accelerator. Ideas are worthless. You could have the best idea in the world, and you could take that and go to Starbucks, get a coffee, and they're going to say $2.25. If I take the $2.25 away, they're not going to give you the coffee. Your idea is worthless. It's all on your execution. And again, Andrew and Colin can speak to this. You put it out there and you build, measure, learn, the iterative process, and you let the market dictate where it goes. Don't worry about other people. And let me give you a quick story. Andrew and Colin know I'm always full of stories. There's nobody that knows more about texting than me. I know the most about texting. And many, many years ago, when I had more hair and I was younger and I was a little bit lighter, I was at a conference and a young guy that was really hip, really kind of cool, he needed help on his texting. And I said, well, look, I know how to do this. I wish somebody did this for me. I'll help him out. I said, dude, I got you. Don't worry. We'll get it situated. So I sat down with him, gave him all the information that he needed, who to talk to, what the pricing was, how he was going to get it down. And I said, well, what does your platform do? And at this point, most people were doing like ringtones and joke of the days and things of that nature. And he goes, well, blogging is kind of becoming big. And so we're doing microblogging, and we track you by your phone number, and that's your username. And so you just microblog, because texting's limited to 160 characters, and you microblog. And I'm like, that's the dumbest idea I've ever heard. It was Jack Dorsey from Twitter. So like, don't think anything. If somebody says that's a dumb idea, that's this, that's that, when Andrew came and talked to me, the first thing I told Andrew was, you shouldn't care what I think about your idea. You shouldn't care. I'm 50 years old. I'm past my prime. I probably don't use half the apps that you use. I'm not your target market, at least in the start. So don't worry about that stuff. What you just got to do is put it out there, put the MVP out there, and then let the market dictate where it goes. Build, measure, learn, build, measure, learn. And so at that, Andrew and Colin, you guys have your beta coming out, your MVP. So where can any of these students that are interested in getting on that, where can they get info on that or be alerted to that?
Yeah, so we're in the software development stage right now. We are currently in the API coding and getting the sports games integrated into the platform. So we're looking to launch the platform in early to mid-December. So we don't have a website out right now for the beta program or anything, but if anyone is interested in reaching out or getting on a beta when we do get that out there for the first launch, and we could have offerings and promotions for it, they can reach out to my personal email at aanawa1@students.towson.edu, and we can get you on the email list, and we're kind of gathering and gaining emails and gaining interest for when we release that. And then from there, like you said, it is totally the build, measure, learn, and see what changes and implementations we can implement in there.
That email address just rolls right off the tongue. Very memorable.
Yeah, right. A bunch of letters.
A lot of A's.
That was sarcasm.
I wish I had a chat I could put it in, but
I know. That's why I asked about it before we got in there. So Zephaniah, what would you say if you could have one realistic, next item to help you out with to get you to the next level? What would that be?
Oh, that's a hard one because they're all pretty good. I guess the next realistic thing would be the certification to talk besides LLC. So after that would be the certification to talk to the children. Because my target market, I really want to grab them because a girl can start their period at any age, really. But like the earliest they start it typically is around like third grade is the earliest. So if we hit them when they're in third grade and like going into middle school and everything, you'll develop like a pattern and they'll feel a lot safer and more comfortable with their education and dealing with it between that. So basically the certification to talk to children so I can learn what they want and then put out a viable MVP. Because right now I have a website and it has like everything on it that like if I send the website out today to some third graders, they can like learn about menstruation and all the other sexual reproduction products and sexual reproduction information from like the website. But I want to go more in depth to know like to centralize my MVPs more around them besides just a regular website.
So let me ask this. Do you know how long this certification takes?
I should, besides like the stress of like school and the pandemic, I could finish it in about a month. It's just I've been steadily going by and finishing all the courses.
So maybe what a good ask is if anybody that's watching us today knows anybody that has that certification and then can maybe work with you, to kind of oversee this until you get that certification. Yeah. That'd
be great. I mean, listening, just
well, the answer's always no unless you ask.
Yeah.
Right. And so let's just keep going. Okay. I know we're at 6:51, but I'm being told over the secure private chat channel that they need just a few more minutes because you guys were all so phenomenally good in your pitches. The judges are having a hard time. I think they might go to a coin toss. I'm not sure. But with that said, so Cullen, let me ask you this one. What was the most unexpected part of the programming you got during the accelerator?
Personally, I didn't really realize we were gonna be the only college kids. So besides coronavirus and having it all be online, which was something that everybody was forced to adapt to, kind of being able to the unexpected was just being able to learn from these other guys and girls who were also anywhere from age 22 to like mid 30s was just something it was nice to have that at your disposal. So though it was unexpected, it was extremely helpful being able to ask how they've gone about doing things and also just have their contacts for legal stuff, financial stuff, anything related to entrepreneurship that you can take into your business, because we might not have the same product as you guys watching or the same product as those within our cohort, but we're going to have someone's got the same business model as you and someone's got an answer or knows someone that can give you an answer to the question you're looking for regarding your product.
Yeah, absolutely can. Okay, I'm being told that the judges are ready and they're going to be coming in. So
good luck, everyone.
Yeah, we certainly are excited about you guys. And I will say this: if anybody's interested in moving forward, break my email. Right, get to me and let's do this. And good luck to all you guys, and thanks to our fellow entrepreneurs, who are all very busy and have tasks to do. Thanks for taking the time. And there's my friend Jan.
Woohoo! Thanks so much, you guys. I think it makes a huge difference to put faces and energy with our name. So thank you so much, Patrick. And thanks for all the students that participated.
Absolutely. Thanks, Jan. Good night.
Yep. All right. So the judges, I think Andrew is going to take the reins. We had a little technical difficulty over there, but I think Andrew's got the word. So I'm going to turn it over to Andrew to give some brief remarks, some feedback, and then also announce the awards.
Wow. So can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I'm sorry. My Zoom is still muted. So I'm going to leave Zoom now. It's been great knowing you over here. Goodbye. Here we go. Okay. So a couple things. There were some of the presentations that resonated with me personally, but sometimes I need to take out my personal feelings and put a very concrete score in each area. And Taylor's motioning like there's something going on over there. Jan, this was so exciting. So I'm going to follow up with you individually because there's one especially in there that I think that there's some promise. Well, actually two in there. There's some serious promise on things I'm working in the agricultural sector that would be a great benefit. So Taylor and I, in the brief period of time we had together in the Zoom room, both agreed on the top two. It was the third choice where the deliberations were getting very heated and robust. But the overall winner, and it's interesting because when we look at these, there is a mixture of both digital, virtual, and analog solutions that were presented there. And as we tallied up the scores, it was surprising that both of us had analogs as our winners. So with that, do we have a drum roll, or is there background music? Is there something that happens? Is there a big cardboard check that I hoist up over my head and dry erase the winner in there and we can let them know? So with that said, we both have agreed that Split Bell was the winner. We were impressed not only with the presentation, it was obviously well rehearsed and choreographed, but the idea was so unique. And when the question was asked, the question I posed about patent research, it actually done that. Many times we see entrepreneurs that haven't taken the time to see what the competitive landscape looks like and what their unique offer is going to be. And this is one of those that I think with just a small push, maybe from Towson, this one could be successful. And again, it's an analog answer to a modern day problem. Jan, do you have any comments about the student team there and what your thoughts were on them?
I don't. I always take myself out of the process because I'm the professor, I'm the friend. I wear so many hats that I really I take myself out of it. There's no way I can be objective. I mean, I'm super proud of all of them. I would just say that for Emily and Andy, this is their first entrepreneurship class, and this happens all the time. Andrew's been a judge for us before. Andrew is a psych major, and he's one of the sophomores. So yeah, I mean, we just have so much talent at TU. It's so exciting to be able to shape entrepreneurship at Towson.
Well, that's fantastic.
So the top prize, Split Bell, is Emily and Andrew.
That's wonderful. Well, congratulations, guys, and I would really like to see you be successful with this endeavor moving forward. Okay, well. The number two, again, keeping the theme of analog, which just blew me away, was SmartAmp. It was, when I first read that poster, I was intrigued, but I thought, gosh, there's got to be other things out there. But after listening to that presentation and hearing the responses to our questions, I can see that being in the Verizon store, the Sprint store. I would, Jan, if you guys have got an IP or class like that to protect yourself, I would get that as quickly as possible because this is being broadcast live, and who knows if Sprint or Verizon or one of the other carriers is watching this. But that's for us, that was a golden opportunity. So the size of that cardboard check was how big? What was the prize for number two?
Oh, I'm sorry. $750.
Wow.
$750.
So that, and I'm hoping that you might know someone maybe in the 3D printing industry that could provide some support to develop more prototypes for this. Do you think there's any assistance that Professor Baum might be able to add?
Juan is in good hands. She's working with Proto Labs, which is national. They were way ahead nationally. So Juan is doing great on her own. But we're certainly here to help her, of course.
Okay. Well, here's the point where I feel that I don't want to overstep my boundary. But it appeared that when we looked at the top 5 rankings, and I'm sorry, Taylor, that you can't hear what we're talking about here, but there was one common presentation that arrived in both of our top 5. And this is the one that surprised me because when I read through the business posters, I actually had my thumb on a different one. But after hearing this presentation, and not only hearing the presentation, but the person's deep and profound understanding of both the problem and the solution being provided was much more technical than I anticipated. And the third place winner, in my estimation, is Community Health. So congratulations to them as well.
Good job. Congratulations, Taylor. Yeah, it just goes to show, I mean, we have all these entrepreneurial adages, right? But it just goes to show that they come from a real place. An A founder with a B idea, not that this is a B idea, but people are betting on the founder, right? It's the founder's skills. It's the founder's deep bench of knowledge. So just goes to show you. All right.
And a few follow-up comments here as well. Another one that just blew me away after the presentation and the questions and being answered. I know there's probably some people that don't feel that great right now who didn't come in the top 3. Number one, everyone who presented. I mean, that's a huge lift to come out here, get in front of your peers, do the presentation, do the research, and present your ideas, because there's some vesting here. These are almost like your children. This is something that you have become attached to and believe in. I was really impressed with Ace Clothing. I didn't think I would be. Jan, you know me, I'm a jeans and t-shirt kind of guy. This is all for show here. This is leaving my body as soon as this is over here, but I was really impressed with that. The presentation created a visual picture in my mind, and I appreciated the passion that was behind that. I'm very vested in Litterbug. I think that there is something really special there. I see a business, if that indeed is an endeavor that needs to be pursued after the academic year is over, after the degree is given, there is something there that's very, very positive. And Food Cycle, there's a big blind spot and a huge opportunity, the commoditization of that discarded food or waste food or imperfect food right now. That's a white hot area. And I would encourage a little bit more research. And this is not to take away from all the other presentations, even the card sharks. That was an area that I know nothing about. I don't collect cards, but I learned a lot. And again, I really appreciate the precise passion that was brought to that presentation.
Great. Thank you so much, Andrew. Something that I know Andrew probably said, but there's a lot going on and your minds are kind of all over the place probably. But Andrew basically said, all of these are great ideas. All of you can succeed with these ideas. And he's here during the pitches, he was putting some URLs in the chat function, and he said, I'll follow up with you later. Andrew is really a wonderful, wonderful, I want to say pillar in our ecosystem here, and I would encourage all of you to connect with him on LinkedIn, because he's really Mr. Networker, and his network is strong. So connect with him. Andrew, and I'm sorry, Taylor is struggling. I keep looking down at my phone because Taylor's texting me. She's trying so hard to get in.
Well, Jan, I'll buy a little bit more time. So next week, I'm giving away $3 million. So I've got 20 entrepreneurs be pitching me top prizes $1 million. And that we broadcast live. The URL is Grow New York. So I'll drop that in the chat box as well, so you can actually see me on stage with a real background other than my pink living room here, my wood stove chimney over there.
Yeah, we're not going to be able to get Taylor. It's too far gone of a situation. So anyway, I do want to thank you again, Andrew and Taylor, for your time and attention. You're always so positive and so helpful for the students, and we really appreciate it. We take engaging the business community very seriously, and we're trying to make entrepreneurial education as real as possible. So thank you for that. And as we close out here, I just want to thank everyone who has tuned in tonight for sharing just a little bit of your time with us here at Towson and supporting our student entrepreneurs. And to all the student entrepreneurs, a very heartfelt congratulations. You make us all very proud. It spurs us on. Patrick and I are probably two engines that don't need any more gasoline, I think most people would say. But it's you guys showing up with your ideas and your hard work that really, gives us the fuel to keep going. And we're so passionate about entrepreneurship and innovation at Towson. So thank you all, and we'll see you again next semester. Good night.